Hello, happy Friday. Welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of NEWS2. I'm Sandra Gumansing. Topping our newscast, government subsidies given to Diageo under certain conditions are now being called into question. Two senators learned of an investigation into some inconsistencies in record keeping on the part of the rum company, one that they say could mean a breach of contract. NEWS2's April Knight has more.
A couple of lawmakers are calling for an aggressive investigation into what they said could be a breach of contract by Diageo in its agreement with the VI government. Senators Kurt Viale and Kenneth Gitton sent out releases expressing their concern.
If there is any violation whatsoever of the agreement, I am making a plea to the administration to be assertive in their investigation.
The call for a probe stemmed from an investigation that itself resulted from inconsistent information between the bill of lading and the form used when the excise tax is paid. One document said the tanks contained molasses. The other stated it contained rum.
Anything other than molasses, we certainly have a problem.
Diageo has attempted to explain away the discrepancy before, saying that it's actually sugarcane distillate for a new distilling process they're trying out.
But if that is the case, it is still not molasses.
The issue is that part of the VI government's agreement with Diageo was to subsidize molasses imports, not sugarcane distillate. According to Senator Kenneth Gittins, the discrepancy should be grounds for a renegotiation of the company's 30-year operating agreement with the Virgin Islands.
The government needs to especially revisit the molasses subsidies, which we have been paying to Diageo USVI from our rum cover-over funds.
The investigation, a joint effort of the Department of Licensing and Consumer Affairs and the Justice Department, is still ongoing. Reporting for News 2, I'm April Knight.
Although both senators' responses were released yesterday, Thursday, this investigation has been in the works and Diageo has responded to the complaints earlier than that time. The St. Croix District Hospital Board has confirmed that the payroll delay has been resolved today, Friday. One of Louis employees who received direct deposits were not paid on Thursday, as we reported, November 12th, as scheduled. The management of the Governor Juan Louis Hospital and Medical Center said it was due to a technical error. The direct deposit was going to be delayed by 1 day, so employees affected by that glitch will receive their pay on Friday, November 13th, and they did. Employees who received physical checks were not affected by the error, and employees who signed up for electronic notification still received those notices Thursday morning. One of Louis' administrators apologized for the error and want to ensure that employees and the community understand that it was a glitch with the direct deposit file. Police officers on St. Croix executed arrest warrants for 2 adult males and 2 male minors at 4 p.m. on Thursday, November 12th. It's in connection with the murder of 73-year-old Augustus Banis. Augustus Banis, as we reported, had been the victim of a carjacking incident and assault that occurred in the estate Grove Place on Monday, August 17, 2015, that left him unconscious and hospitalized for 2 months, and eventually he succumbed to his injuries sustained in that assault at the Jackson Memorial Hospital in Miami, Florida. On Monday, October 19th, Jamal Rivera, 29, of Estate Grove Place, was arrested at 4 p.m., while Dumare Isles, 23, of Estate Upper Love, was taken into custody at 4:30 p.m. Both men were charged with first-degree murder, first-degree robbery, and unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. No bail was established for either Jamal Rivera or Dumare Isles, and both men were remanded to the Bureau of Corrections pending their advice of rights hearing. The 2 male minors, both 17 years old, were charged with first-degree murder and remanded to the Youth Rehabilitation Center. Now, you may remember we reported in September about Banis' slow recovery. He had been gathering almonds, as he did regularly at Grove Place. Banis was a deacon at the Calvary Baptist Church. His church, friends, and family had reached out to the community to help police. Banis never regained consciousness. Police on St. Croix are asking the public's assistance in locating Wayne Winston Burke, who they say is a runaway minor. Wayne was last seen on Friday, September 25th, 2015 at 10 p.m. in the Estate Strawberry area. He was wearing a pair of short pants and a blue shirt with white stickers on the front, Wayne is 14 years old. He has dark complexion, brown eyes, stands 5'9", weighs 130 pounds, goes by the nickname Kunda, and is known to frequent the Harborview housing community and Estate Strawberry. Police say if you see Wayne, you're asked to contact Corporal Brathwaite of the Juvenile Investigation Bureau at 340-778-2211, 911, or Crime Stoppers. On Thursday, November 12th at 6:51 a.m., officers were dispatched to the Schneider Hospital in response to a woman being treated for lacerations sustained during an assault that occurred in the former Mitchell Motel. The victim, who stated that an unknown male entered her room at the Mitchell Motel and began stabbing her with an unknown sharp object about her body, the victim was admitted for further treatment, and this matter is currently pending investigation. If you have any information, you can contact the Criminal Investigation Bureau at 340-714-9807, extension 5556. You can call 911 or Crime Stoppers. District Court Chief Judge Wilma Lewis on November 10th sentenced Anderson Santiago, 24, of St. Croix to 18 months imprisonment, 3 years of supervised release, and a $500 fine for possession of prison contraband. On May 27, 2015, Santiago pleaded guilty to 1 count of possession of prison contraband. As part of his plea, Santiago admitted that he was carrying a knife on December 25, 2013, while he was an inmate at the Golden Grove Adult Correctional Facility on St. Croix. Delroy Thomas was arraigned yesterday in District Court, 25 years of age, on St. Croix after being charged in relation to the commission of murder for hire. The information is the result of months of investigative work by agencies. The joint investigation was initiated based on information that an inmate at Golden Grove was planning to murder 2 witnesses in his upcoming case. Thomas is charged with use of interstate commerce facility in commission of murder for hire, attempted murder, and attempted retaliation against a witness. If convicted on count 1, he faces a maximum 10-year sentence, on count 2, 25 years, and on count 3, 10 years. Do you think incarceration is the only answer to problems? Well, an intensive conversation focused on solutions to the crime and gun violence plaguing our islands is scheduled on November 19th at 5:30 p.m. at Prior Gillette Hall Auditorium at Antilles School. It's being presented by My Brother's Workshop. Information concerning at-risk and high-risk youth will be presented, a Q&A, and how you can be part of the solution. You will also hear the new methods that MBW, My Brother's Workshop, is implementing at their workshop and cafe and bakery. Hundreds of people benefited from a major outreach on St. Croix. United Way USVI managed to attract some 100 volunteers to run this year's Project Homeless Connect. From haircuts to health screenings, homeless men and women were able to get some pampering on Friday. NEWS2's April Knight has more.
It was a day of caring for those who need it most. On Friday, up to 100 Virgin Islanders volunteered to serve close to 200 homeless men and women as part of this year's Project Homeless Connect.
We bring subsistence services to our most infringed population and our chronically homeless population here in the territory on the island in St. Croix.
Homeless Connect was initiated on the local level by United Way Virgin Islands in partnership with Human Services. Governor Mapp also granted administrative leave to those who volunteered or wished to volunteer for future events.
A one-stop shop event where we're able to provide health, human service programs, wellness, also, for that matter, pastoral care.
For that day, these men and women received free services they normally would not have access to. Basic things like haircuts and shaves, and some clean clothing. They also received free health screenings and access to food stamps. Local agencies and organizations such as the Red Cross, Women's Coalition, the Health Department, and the University of the Virgin Islands were on hand to make their services known. Organizers say that in a community in need, showing some love and care can be a powerful thing.
Really, we need volunteers to come out. I urge anybody in the next 2 districts, if it's St. John or in St. Thomas, if you have an inkling to want to take part, it's one of the best things you can do. Please take your time, come to the trainings, make yourself available, and help our community. All I can ask is that there's only one thing I can do by myself, but together we can do so much more.
Reporting for News 2, I'm April Knight.
Again, that event was organized as a collaboration mainly between United Way and Human Services. We'll have information on 2 other Homeless Connect events in St. Thomas, St. John District. There are the dates: on Friday on St. John, November 20th, and then Friday, December 4th. It'll be on St. Thomas at the UVI Sports and Fitness Center. Governor Mapp granted admin leave for government employees who were volunteering today. Keeping an eye on the economy, here's a look at the New York Stock Exchange with our Stock Market Watch. Taking a look at the numbers. We can see everything down there. The Dow down 202, NASDAQ 77, S&P 500 22. Coming up on News 2, if you missed it, a taste of what you missed out on during the Taste of Two Islands. Highlights coming up. Welcome back. Senator Novell Francis Jr. is encouraging the government employees retirement system to delay its plans to sell property located in Estate Coakley Bay on St. Croix and Estates Hoffman and Nullyburg on St. Thomas in order to explore possible partnerships, he says, to develop affordable housing on the island. He is urging GERS to consider partnering with the Virgin Islands Housing Finance Authority or a public-private entity as a way to honor its original intent to benefit members in the way of home ownership opportunities. Francis says that while he understands the agency's need to generate cash, he does not agree the sale of the property is the solution. Count on 2, we will keep you updated. Rotary East, in conjunction with the Virgin Islands Office of Veterans Affairs, honored veterans that served between December 1941 and May 1975. The event was held on St. Thomas Thursday at Ivana Udorakan High School Auditorium. The veterans were recognized with a ceremony and plaques. Authentic Caribbean cooking from over 60 food and beverage vendors was on tap at the Taste of Two Islands at Yacht Haven Grand Thursday night. The event began at 6 p.m. and ran all the way to 10 p.m. It was WTJX Channel 12's most prominent annual fundraiser that rewarded many taste buds last night at the same time. It's the 11th annual event that many are lauding as a success of culture and cuisine.
A lot of people, a lot of great food, a lot of great camaraderie. It's great. Anytime we can have an event that brings the community out to enjoy culinary treats and the nice beverages and get a chance to listen to a great band like Cool Sessions. Just a positive event all around.
From Drought to Green 2015, and that's the theme for this year's St. Thomas St. John Agriculture and Food Fair. That's going to be held on November 21st and 22nd, 10 to 6, both days, on the grounds of the Reichel Center, featuring new art by The Sea, which is a program, art projects from marine debris. There'll be gardening and arts and crafts, used recycling material, paddleboarding and kayaking will be available on Brewers Beach right across the street. Opening ceremony begins at 2 p.m. on Saturday afternoon. On sale, of course, will be fruits and vegetables, plants, vegetable seedlings, local arts and crafts, prepared food, and much, much more. Throughout the day, there will be live entertainment, educational displays, and workshops. The annual Callaloo Gumbo Cook-Off stirs the pot on Saturday, beginning at 2 p.m. on the Christiansted Boardwalk, sponsored by the Crew de Croix. The cook-off features some of the island's best chefs, putting their culinary talents to the test with mouth-watering callaloo and gumbo. There will be specials at downtown restaurants and, for added fun, a pie-tossing booth at Rum Runners from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Now, proceeds from the cook-off go to the Crew de Croix for funding the annual Mardi Croix Parade and other cruise-sponsored events. The 7th annual Governor Summers Reading Challenge, the big celebration for students in the St. Thomas St. John School District, is coming up on Saturday, November 14th at the Sheldon Molly High School. It's from 2 to 5 p.m. Governor Mapp is expected to be in attendance, along with many educational officials. You don't want to miss that. And the 2015 Virgin Islands Idol kicked off a round of eliminations last weekend, as we reported, before some talent scouts and judges. Aspiring singers took to the stage and sang their way to the judges' hearts, but not all of them could make it, and the grand finale is on Saturday. LP Records and Entertainment presents VI Music Idol. If you saw the last show, you know what you're in for. There will be a reality show filmed by some who have extensive backgrounds with BET to share the behind the scenes. The winner takes all, including a 2015 Chrysler. There will be judges by those on top in the music industry and guest performances. That's Saturday night, 7 p.m. at Reichel Center. Be sure to stick around. Your News 2 AccuWeather forecast comes your way next.